Have you ever been this person? Why is your room always such a mess? Don't worry, as a mum of 5, I have been in that position more times than I would like to admit. But over the years, I have found some tips and tricks, and I have evolved with my kids to find some ways that we can get their rooms clean and we can keep them clean. So if you are like me and would like your kids to be independent and take care of their own space, here are some things that can help. Something I wish I had learned way sooner than when I actually did was it is more important to organize for them, whosever's room it is, than it is to organize for me. Now, for me, this looks like I am a minimalist. I love everything to be off benches, clear spaces, hidden away. Now, something I have learnt with my children is that for the most part, 4 out of 5 of them are really visual beings. And so organizing my way was never going to work for them. I had to change my tactics in their rooms to provide them with organizing solutions that were going to work for them. But I also still had to keep it within stuff that I could help them with without them being overwhelmed. So particularly for my older 2 girls, I also needed to sort of provide a hybrid so that they didn't get overwhelmed by visual clutter. So for them, that looked like making sure they had space to put up pictures and artwork and to-do lists, but also providing some really good storage solutions that they knew exactly what was in those buckets and they could put them away really quickly and easily once they're finished with a project. For my little ones, they enjoy much more visual things, so getting them a bedroom which had lots of space for them to put up their own things, to enjoy the artwork that they have picked, was really important. And so by finding this mix of stuff that works really well for organizing, whilst also still helping them go through those functions of every day quickly and easily, and what's intuitive to them, is super important. Thinking outside the box is a great way to get systems that are actually going to work for your kids. So with my children, they love to sleep all the places, whether it is down the front, in each other's rooms, out in our other lounge, you name it, they want to sleep there. And to be honest, I am really relaxed about this, and as long as everyone is getting a good night's sleep, I don't mind where. And so when my husband and I switched to sleeping on a Japanese futon, our kids loved the idea and they desperately wanted their own. I went through a few iterations of this and we eventually decided on these options, which means that the kids can either use them as a couch or as a bed. Now, I understand that this exact example may not work for everyone. I know that floor sleeping is totally a personal choice. But whatever it is that your kids do in order to make their life easier, whether it's that they don't want all of their clothes in their closet, they want something that's down low so that they can get in and out of it quickly, whether it's that you want to keep toys out of a bedroom so that it's just for sleep in there, there are so many different options, and the real magic happens when you think outside the box of what a normal bedroom is supposed to look like and think about how you and your kids are going to function best. Before you start rearranging, organizing, any of those things, something I find is super helpful is to look at where the wheels fall off, where things go wrong, and find solutions for those. So for example, if your kids are having trouble putting the dirty clothes in the dirty clothes basket, where are they putting their clothes? Can you put a dirty clothes basket there? If they have trouble putting their clothes away, do you need a more relaxed method? So maybe it's a basket that they can just throw their clothes into. Maybe there's a few too many clothes in their drawers, so that way if you move some of them out, it would be easier for them to put it away. Is it that they need less toys in their room and so they can be removed and put in a completely separate space? Whatever that looks like, as you start to focus on the day-to-day functions, where things are going wrong, why they can't put things away, and finding a way that is easy for them, whether you're a kid or an adult, as human beings, we are the path of least resistance, people. And so if there is a way you can make something quicker or easier or more intuitive for your kids, that is what's going to work long term. Working as a team is going to be crucial to getting things to stay clean. So there are two things that can happen if you decide not to work as a team. The first thing is that you, as the mom or the carer or as the person who is cleaner in this situation, will end up doing all of the cleaning. And if that's the case, organize for you, keep cleaning, keep doing it. But if you want your kids to be more independent, working as a team is going to be a better option. The other thing that can happen is that if you just send your kids in to clean a room, then what can happen is that they don't actually have the tools to clean and organize on their own. So by coupling these things together, by you coming with your organizing and cleaning help and them coming with the independence and their own ideas, together you can work as a team to get the room clean and to a standard that's working for both of you. And you can also help them to maintain the room. So by helping them practice decluttering, to look for other solutions, all of these things will happen as you work as a team. It's way easier to motivate your kids to clean if you're in there with them. Instead of you just sending them off or you doing it yourself, you can work together to get it done. Leaving space in kids' rooms is super important. Kids are constantly changing, as we all are as human beings, but for kids it's happening significantly faster. And so by leaving some space, you have some breathing room for as those changes come. So whether it be that they need the next size up in clothes or the next hobby or some toys that are coming in at their next birthday, by having that breathing room built into their space, they're going to be much more able to put things away and keep things organized because there's a buffer there for them. The other thing is, it's really hard to put things away when a space is already full. It means that there's usually only one right way to get everything to fit, and that can be really annoying for kids and it can stop them from putting stuff away. So if you can create a little bit of breathing room in toy boxes, in clothing, all of those spaces, it's really going to help them to stay organized and to have that space that as they grow and change, there's room for new things. An added benefit of having and adding extra space of nothingness also allows kids to use their imagination and to have free space for play. At the end of the day, play can be messy, it can be full on, and we want our kids to play in as much of the day as possible. And so by leaving space, you are actually giving them the space to play. And it's never about having a clean bedroom all of the time. What's more important is how quickly we can get it cleaned up at the end of the day and how quickly we can find what we need for that imaginative play. I highly recommend that in bedrooms that you try it with less. Whether this is a kid's bedroom or even your own bedroom, trying with less items out at any one time is going to help it stay organized. Now, of course, decluttering is the gold standard, and if there are lots of things you can get rid of, definitely do that first. But there are some other ways you can try it with less to make it more manageable on the day-to-day. Some things that you can try are removing seasonal items of clothing so that there's less items out at any one time. Putting those winter jackets away in summer and putting those bathers out in winter is going to reduce the amount that you have out at any one time, making it much easier to maintain on the day-to-day. You can also utilize things like toy rotations or just even moving what toys are out and in use. If you use the Montessori method for little ones, getting some different items out for them to play with and setting them up and then putting those items away at the end of the day are all a great way of trying it with less. It means that you have less items out at any one time, making it much easier to clean up at the end of the day and stay organized. Lighting is very important in bedrooms, and I think it's sometimes often overlooked, particularly in kids' bedrooms. I personally really like smart lights because you can set them to dim over time, and they can also work in different ways. So for example, I have a galaxy light in my little kids' room. This is a wonderful feature of their room. It creates intrigue, they can change the colors, but it can also work as a night light. And navigating the darkness for kids is one great way that you can help them feel comfortable in their own space, whilst also adding some fun to their room. Having your kids be part of the process of picking the things that they want to surround themselves, and by making a room that is full of things that bring them joy and also make them feel comfortable, that is all going to help in the cleaning and organizing process, because these are the things that they have picked. It is going to be much more enjoyable to be in that space when it's clean, and they're also part of the process to get it there, so they'll want to be part of the process to keep it clean. So if you are struggling with kids who are a little bit disorganized or find it hard to clean, bringing them in, having them as part of the process is going to be integral to keeping it clean.